Okay, after a little bit of a delay with that bamboo printer I got, which is actually working okay right now for what we're using at work, apart from the fact that it's sending everything to China. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm back to this. Now, it's still tight, so I've bought some of these flappy, sandy, wheelie things. I'm going to sand these joints out a little bit, and I'm also, if you look at this, I'm not sure if you can see, I epoxied these little lead-ins in so that when it goes around it doesn't get hooked up. I found that the round ones didn't feed properly, and what I've got to do is actually put one on the back as well, because I'm finding now that the back one's getting stuck. The front ones are feeding nicely, but the back one, so I've done it to all of them there. You can, don't know if you can see that, yeah. So I've just got to do it to the back. I've bought some of this stuff. It's a kneadable epoxy. It doesn't dry as quick as I'd like it, but hey, it doesn't smell as bad as some of the other stuff, like the builder's bulk and the putty. So that's the motor I'm going to use on this. Now, if I remember which one we took apart on this, it's going to cause me grief. So I need to pull that bit off. No, that's a bad one. So yeah, probably have to unscrew everything on here now. Oops, there we go. Ah yes, got a little pin in there to make it locate better than. Still had difficulty. There was way too much torque on that. So gonna get the trusty driver out and just take all these out. Gonna have to, the screws dig into the MDF too much as well, which is a bit of a problem. I think I'm gonna have to either put washers on there or maybe NC mill some carbon fibre plates or aluminium plates or something that's a bit harder to go in here. Not sure why I can't get that off right now. Let's start with getting that top plate off. Now I can get underneath these a bit more. There we go. That one and that one. Take these bits out. So yeah, I want to, if you look at that, I want to put a wedge into there to match that style of wedge, because I'm finding that this bit here, when it goes through that figure 8 shape, it's getting caught up. Right, so these guys take the spacer plates off. They don't need to be sanded out. See how tight they get. It's one of those interesting things about the expanding universe and stuff. This MDF has got wet and expanded since I had it cut, which was years ago. But you'd think it would expand. Actually, expanding universe. There's that question: if you put a rope all the way around the equator of the Earth, and then you cut it and you add a meter to it, how far is it going to rise above the equator? All the way around. And it turns out that it's about that much. So likewise, that theory should hold for this. When it expands a little bit, you'd expect it to expand out totally, but it hasn't. It's actually expanded inwards a bit too, which says to me that perhaps there's some uneven expansion process going on in here. Yeah, so I think you might remember last week I gave this a bit of a sand, and then I lubed them up, hoping that it would free it up, but it's still really tight. So I'm going to loosen it up completely. I don't think I'm going to lose too much in tolerances. I think once I put the lead-ins on those other bits, I don't think there's any risk of them getting stuck. So you can see where I put a bit of oil, wax in there and lubed it up, but it didn't seem to do anything. I'm not going to take those off, so I'm going to hopefully, I think I'm going to see if I can jam the 60mm into this 50mm hole. and see how it goes. Don't know if I'm going to get it down to 50 millimeters. I'm going to actually think what I'm going to do is put a bit of put a cable tie around that. Okay, so back again. Just going to put a cable tie around this to compress it. Just a bit harder than I thought, probably because I got the cable tie in the wrong direction. And it's stopping the little flaps from going down. Because what I want to do is get it down to 50 millimeters, and I don't think. Alright, I'm not going to waste my time with that. That's not going to get down to 50 millimeters. I'm going to go in there with the 40 millimeter one and just wriggle it around in there, and let's see how that ends up going. So, sorry about that, ran out of SD card. Reminds me of an old movie in True Lies where the terrorist starts monologuing, and as the helper's recording, the little tape light starts blinking. So anyway, I didn't get the blinking, I just went to stop it and it told me it was not there anymore. So anyway, these bits all work really well now. I think you can see them. Reminds me of the old reel-to-reel tape recorder, but I'm happy with that. So now before I put it together, I've got to do these bits on here, and I will use this stuff. We'll give it a go. Not sure how much I'm going to put on there initially. Like I said, it was about 10 years since the last time I did the other one, so I'm going to imagine a bit about that size, I reckon. And see what happens. This has got a yeah. They used to promote this stuff when it first came out that you could use your fingers on it. I don't know if you still can. I suspect they found out that it was toxic. So let's see. Mush it together until all the grey. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have all used this stuff before. It's good stuff. You can even get water curing stuff. And a friend of mine had a hole in his boat. He got his missus to hang over the other side. He mixed the stuff up and patched it on, and I don't think he ever fixed it after that. I think that was all he needed to do. So that's come along nicely now. It's all a uniform colour. Probably doesn't need any more. It is a oh, you're going to have to correct me on this, condensation reaction where you have equal parts of both monomers, I think. It's not a catalytic reaction. And then I'm just going to put it onto here like so. Use this box cutter like a putty knife. And let's see if we can replicate what we've got on these. So actually I've got a bit much, so I'm gonna cut a bit of that off. Hopefully will be enough to use on the other one. Maybe not. Let's see what I've done there. I need to keep top bit. Yeah, what do you reckon? That should be, after it's filed, enough of a lead in to work on the next ones. I'm just comparing it in height because I don't need to waste any of this material. Of course, doing that is, there we go. Bit wonky, but I think you can see it there. So I'm going to do that to the others. I'm not sure if this is quite enough to do the next one. Probably not. Oh wow, it's getting warm. Alright, plonk that on there before it. I think that's actually going to be enough for that one. Just replicating this one. It doesn't look like I needed that much, so good. It's starting to go a bit harder now, which isn't too bad. Okay, that's two of them done, and I'll sand them down afterwards. Oh yeah, she's gone hot now. Well, I have to say, this is better than the old stuff I used to have that I used to have to leave overnight, so there we go. Cut a little bit off, do one more, and then I'll let them set for half an hour or something, and then actually it's getting late, so I might go in and spend some time with the family. It's always important to do that. So I will do one more and then I'll leave them to cure and come out here tomorrow and show you putting it all back together and see if I can get it cycling, which is a bit exciting. See how it's going to go. Put that back in there. Not round anymore. Get that out. There you go. That's good stuff. Really good stuff. It's the kind of stuff you keep if you get a hole in the fuel tank or something. So yeah, I don't want to bore you. Just this stuff, but it's actually a bit funny. You know, this has been sitting in the bottom of a wardrobe for more than 10 years. It's going to be interesting to see if I get it going. I designed it literally after watching an industrial weaving machine on YouTube. That I think it did like six strands, and I thought, well, I can do that with three. And yeah, I think I'm getting all of the bugs out of it. I don't actually know why I stopped last time. It moved, stored it away and then couldn't find it. And now it moved house, so it turned up. So just smoothing that into shape to match, make sure it's stuck on there good. There, so I'm going to let that set, and then tomorrow I'll file those down and we'll get them to fit, and hopefully tomorrow still the sorry, I'm not looking at you guys, I'm focusing on all these things over here. So yeah, tomorrow hopefully these bits will stay loosened up. If not, I'll sand them out a little bit more, but I'm actually really happy with that. I think they use a lot less torque now. Of course it's going to do more work once it starts shifting the shuttles around again, but I'll have to work out whether I have to put a bigger motor or something on there, whether this little 100-watt one's going to be good enough, whether it'll get hot or not. But we'll see how that goes. So I'll leave that here. I don't think I need to pack it away, and yeah, so I'll keep going on that, and hopefully in the next few days we'll get something working. So hope you enjoyed that video. If you do, hit that like button, and if you want to see more of these videos, leave some comments and subscribe, and you'll be up to date with everything that I'm doing. So hey, thanks for watching.